I was telling Nara, when I met you, you remember when I met you? On top of the hill in the 50s. You were at a conference.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I think we have a speech here.
Yeah. He was serious about joining that bar.
David has written out
Oh my God. Dave's going to do a lecture.
many words.
You folks didn't believe that I would pass up the opportunity to give a lecture, did you?
The older people might want to take a chair.
I thought you retired.
No, he is tired.
Hans Nielsen Hauge was a revivalist Norwegian lay preacher who spoke up against the church establishment in Norway. He and his followers were persecuted in their time, though their teachings were in keeping with Lutheran doctrine. He began preaching about the living faith in Norway and Denmark after a mystical experience that he believed called him to share the assurance of salvation with others. At the time, itinerant preaching and religious gatherings held without the supervision of a pastor were illegal, and Hauge was arrested several times. He spent 9 years in prison.
That's the way the state church handled things.
This is going to be brief.
Very good.
His influence appears to have several reasons or areas of influence. His defiance toward the religious and secular establishment gave voice to ordinary people, paving much of the way for the liberal and democratic tradition in Norway, and indeed the entire Nordic region. There also seems to be a clear link between the Hauge movement and the rise of labor unions in Norway. His advocacy for common people became an important force as the Industrial Revolution unfolded. Because the preaching of Hauge coincided with the years during which many Norwegians were immigrating to America, the Haugean influence on Lutheranism in America has been considerable. Within the Evangelical Lutheran Church in America, both the Hauge Synod and the Eilson Synod were indications of that influence.
Well, duh.
True.
St. Olaf was founded by Haugeaners.
Well, in that case.
Followers of Hauge.
Then that...
And in Bow Memorial Chapel, there is a stained glass window depicting Hauge wandering from one place to another. My father was ordained in the Norwegian American Lutheran Church. We didn't pull our punches.
Still don't.
For David Hesla
Right.
was not baptized in St. John's Lutheran Church, one of the holier places in North America. He was baptized in the huge living room of 8 Lincoln Lane, where my parents had retired. The living room was, the house was designed by Father, and the living room was huge so that it could accommodate the children and grandchildren of these two. Grandfather Thor Thorson Highmark, upon his retirement, moved to Northfield. His oldest child, Thelma, was already there. His next child, Elma, my mother, was 45 miles away in Minneapolis. The third child was a pastor in Minneapolis. And only the fourth child had left for California. I've missed somebody in there. No. And I come back to the living room, which, as I say, was bigger much than this room, and it was built so big so as to accommodate all those children and grandchildren. My parents had no friends. They could not have put on this party. They had family. And everything revolved around family. But very soon after she graduated from college, my sister, 13 years younger than I, left for Wyoming. Brother Steve, after graduation, left for the U.S. Navy, the Air Force, and after that, Exxon. Brother Tim stayed for a while in Rochester with the Mayo Clinic, but then he left for North Carolina. The family disintegrated, and they had, in effect, no one. That's a great sadness. And it's something that I wanted to make sure I didn't do. I have, indeed, a splendid family, and I have all of you. So, what I want to say is then, at the end of my lecture, thank you.
Thank you, we love you.
Or if you want it in another way, Magnatusen talk. You may now go about your business.
Maybe we